behaviors of a lead follower. So notice I say lead follower, right? I don't have behaviors of a leader or behaviors of a follower being different, because we've already established before that leading and following are the exact same thing, right? It's just a matter of who's in the front, who's making the most effective choices. And what you'll see here is if I replace that title with the 4 behaviors of an effective follower, we would know that if you followed like this, everyone's going to see you as a leader. So leading and following are the same thing. We switch back and forth. We lead, follow. We practice being lead followers, and we're going to have the same behaviors regardless of if we're following. We're going to use these same behaviors, or if we're actively leading. So 4 behaviors of a lead follower. And the first one, what you're going to notice about these is they're all selfish, right? So when we talked about the behaviors of a manager, most of them are selfless. As a lead follower, it's selfish, and you'll see how they work here in a second. So the first one is be clear on the desired end state, right? Why is that a selfish behavior, right? As a leader, I never want to start taking action, right? Start moving forward if I don't know why the hell I'm doing it. Right? Think of how much trouble I could get into if my boss comes in and says, do this, Larry. I go and do it, and I don't produce the future that they want. Here's a good example. My boss comes in, Larry, I want you to increase sales by $10,000 this month. Right on, I'm on it. Okay, so I go out and increase sales. So I increase sales by decreasing the cost of my product by 50%. So I get $10,000 of sales, but because of the cost of our product, I lose money. So we make 10 grand next month, but it costs us 12 grand. Did I create the future that my manager wanted? Definitely not. Did I fulfill what he told me to do? He told me a strategy, make 10,000 of sales next month. Sure, I'll reduce the price. I reduced the price, it costs more. I did exactly what you wanted, boss. He's still pissed at me. The reason he's pissed is I didn't understand why he wanted me to do it. Did he want me to do it to create more clients? Did he want me to do it so that we had more profit? Did he want me to do it to get rid of inventory? That's the reason why. That's the desired end state. And as a hardcore lead follower, I'm never going to let a manager tell me what to do without me understanding why we're doing it. What future do you want us to create? It's selfish because I never want to end up in a future that my manager didn't want me to create because I didn't understand the full picture. The next one is to consolidate new resources. Right? My job as a lead follower is to make sure that I can take whatever action is necessary to produce the desired end state. And in order to do that, I'm always going to be in the practice of getting stronger, smarter, better, more resources, more authority, more responsibility. Because again, in a selfish nature, I don't want my manager to come to me and say, Larry, produce this desired end state, and then I have to say, I can't. I don't know how. I don't have the right resources. I don't have the authority or the responsibility or the budget. I want to always be able to say, yes, I can do it. And in order to do that, I'm going to be in the constant practice of producing new resources. The next one is to over-report progress. Now, over-report, I should have over in there because that's the critical part. Over-report progress would seem like a selfless act, right? Over-report progress to my manager. Nope, it's 100% selfish. If I'm telling you everything I'm doing, if you know where I'm going all the time, and I end up in the wrong place, whose fault is it? It's not mine. I'm going over here. Now I'm going over here. Now I'm going over here. Why are you there, Larry? I don't know. I told you where I was going the entire time. Right? Being able to be in a position where my manager always knows where I am gives me the ability to have assurance that if I'm wrong, they're going to correct me because I want correction. I don't want to be right. I want to be effective. So over-reporting progress, I often get questions around what do you mean by over-report? The way that I know I've over-reported progress is when my manager tells me to throttle back on my reports. So I'm gonna keep trying, like, okay, is it one email a week? No, he didn't tell me to slow down. Is it an email every other day? Nope, he didn't tell me to slow down. It's an email every day. He didn't tell me to slow down. It's an email in the morning and in the evening. Hey, you know what, Larry? I don't need you to tell me what you're doing every morning and every evening. Well, how often would you like me to tell you, boss? Well, how about once a week? Monday or Friday? Friday. You know what? I'm probably going to send one on Wednesday anyway, because odds are he might ask for less than he wants. So I'm going to report enough progress until they tell me to slow down on that. And again, this is a little extra work for me, but is a huge, huge safety net for me, because odds are my manager knows more than I do. And I've never had someone be upset about knowing more about what I'm doing. And all it does is give me the opportunity to be more effective. And this is just as applicable at home. I know most of the problems that I have with my wife is not about what I tell her, it's about what I don't tell her. And so being in the practice of over-reporting progress with every manager in your life is hugely effective. So we've got being clear on the reason why, what future we want to create. We are always able to create that future by always having effective resources. Our managers always know where we're going to be because we're reporting progress. Now, altogether, we are kicking butt as a lead follower. There is no manager that wouldn't want us on their team. Now, this last one is by far the most powerful behavior you can hold as a lead follower. And what I mean by powerful is the ability to influence change, right? So we're going to talk about influencing change down, out, and up, right? I get to lead my manager as well. So the most effective way to influence change in an organization is to request help. Now, this is hopefully taking you a bit by surprise, but it is a huge, huge tool, and I'm really excited about shifting your mindset around asking for help. In control-centric leadership cultures, asking for help is bad, right? Control-centric, remember all those bubbles all over the place. If I ask for help, that means I don't have control. If I don't have control, I have less power. If I have less power, I'm a little tiny bubble. In a empowerment-centric culture, requesting help increases your power, right? Because you're able to gain information, knowledge, resources, skills from all those other bubbles that are concentrically aligned. So requesting help is a huge, huge, huge tool that I want you to look at completely different. And in order to do that, I want to just talk about the purpose of help and how it impacts both the helper and the one being helped. So I want you to think about a time where you have had the capability and the capacity. That's important, the two C's. Capability and capacity. The capability to help someone and the capacity, right? The time, the resources to help someone. So you have the capability and capacity to help someone, and someone comes to you and sincerely needs your help. So they sincerely need your help. You have capability and capacity to help them. Do you help them or not? And I guarantee the vast majority of you, almost every time that someone comes with you with a sincere request to help, when you have capacity and capability, you help them. Next thing, how did it make you feel? Pretty good, right? On top of that, did you look at them as being stupid, useless, or a waste of space? Nope, not when they sincerely ask for your help. Now here's where we flip the coin, or turn the tides. How many of you have not asked for help from someone out of the fear that they would look at you as stupid, useless, or a waste of space? Like I'll raise both my hands on that one, right? I've done that more times than you can count. And that's my ego getting in the way, where I'm concerned about the way they're going to think about me. And ultimately, what I do is not only hurt myself, I hurt them. How do you hurt them? Well, this is the cool part about asking for help. When you get to help someone that sincerely needs it, when you have capability and capacity, what they're giving you is the opportunity to fulfill a purpose, right? So when someone comes to you and sincerely needs your help, they give you purpose, right? Your purpose to help them. When you help them, you fulfill that purpose. Whenever we fulfill our purpose, our worth, our feelings of self-worth go up. Our feelings of value go up. So we feel better when we can help someone. So this is the one thing you need to learn to turn your whole mindset around help around. Think of how mean it is to take away those positive feelings from someone by not asking them for help. As soon as I figured that out, I started asking everyone for help. Every time that I sincerely needed it and I saw someone with capability and capacity, I'd ask for help because it was my little gift to them. Think about a win-win, right? I get to make you fulfill a purpose and feel good, and I get help. So that's how we are able to shift behavior. One of the easiest ways to shift behavior is to sincerely ask for help from someone. You can do that up the chain to someone who's managing. You can do it down to someone you're managing. You can do it sideways to a peer. When we do these things as a follower, as a leader, when we always know why we're doing something, what future we want to produce, we always have the resources to do it. Everyone always knows where we are in the progress, and everyone knows that we can be trusted that if we get into trouble, we're going to ask for help. We will be a hardcore lead follower. And ultimately, our managers, when they look at the people that work for them, the guy that does these 4 things is going to be the one seen as the leader, because that's the one that's going to be taking effective actions, creating the desired end state.